We have got to recognize that this country is moving into an oligarchic form of society where a handful of billionaires control the economic and political life of this country. And as president, I am prepared to take them on. You got a handful of billionaires controlling what goes on in Wall Street, the insurance companies, and in the media.
This is how we build an America that reflects our values, not just where the money comes from with the billionaires and corporate executives.
Well, the wealthy in this country under attack at last night's debate by the usual suspects, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, but it's becoming a very popular platform for progressives overall, and many are crediting author Thomas Piketty for creating this movement. Now, his first book, that was in 2013, Capital in the 21st Century, it sold more than 2.5 million copies. Well, guess what, folks? He's out with a new 1,200-page book, Capital and Ideology, and it's basically a guide on how to end billionaires around the world. Joining us now, IWF senior policy analyst Patrice Leon-Wooka. His stated goal, in fact, is to abolish billionaires and for the most part, most millionaires on this plan, Patrice.
Oh, my. What a way to discourage young people from achieving the best that they can in life, from innovating, from being risk takers and becoming, starting the next Facebook or the next Fenty beauty product line.
Well, he says that it's a false notion that any of these people create jobs. He says, how can we justify their existence as necessary for the common good? And his remedy is if you make over 2 million euros, you get a 5% graduated tax all the way up. Mm-hmm. But for billionaires with 2 billion euros, you'd be taxed 90% of your cash all the way up. Now, I should remind the audience, the book is not out in English until March. That's why you're not hearing a lot about it. But believe me, this will be the tactic that we're going to hear about in 2020 from the Democratic side, no matter who the nominee is, I think.
Oh, absolutely, Charles. I mean, his ideas are very idealistic, but they're also dangerous, especially if they get turned into policy platforms, which they kind of already are. I mean, we look at Elizabeth Warren talking about her super wealthy tax, which is she thinks is going to raise enough to fund her socialist dreams of Medicare for all, full student loan forgiveness, and a down payment on the Green New Deal. But we know that all of those together are in the hundreds of trillions of dollars, and she's only able to raise maybe 1 to 2 trillion, even if you're hitting the wealthy at a 50% tax. So, it's unrealistic, but it's also dangerous because, as I talked about, part of the spirit, the American spirit, is the idea that you can take your passion, your interest to the marketplace and find people willing to pay you for the products and the services that you produce. We have had Mark Zuckerberg create Facebook in our generation, but we've also seen Walmart start from a very small shop to become, one of the largest employers in our nation. That kind of go-getter motivation it's removed when you start taxing people based on their success.
And it's dangerous. I mean, it is ironic, though, that they want to fund their ideas based on the largesse of capitalism. There's something ironic about all of that. Patrice, thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles.